Hello everyone, this is Leslie Fightmaster, and today I've got a little sequence. It's a little slower sequence and it goes to Warrior 3. I invite you today to be an observer of your practice rather than a critic, so that you can cultivate some contentment throughout your practice. So starting standing today, feet together or hips width apart, press your thighs back, root down evenly through all four corners of the feet. Big toes, little toes, inner outer heels. Lift your chest, soften your shoulder blades down away from the ears, lift your belly, and begin your breath practice in and out through the nose. Releasing any tension in the jaw. Inhale and circle your arms out, around, and up. Exhale, hinge from your hips and fold over the legs. Rock your hips over the heels. Inhale, come halfway up, flat back. And exhale, fold in again. Inhale, root down through the feet, reach your arms all the way up. And exhale, the hands back to your heart. And again, inhale, sweep your arms out, around, and up, look up, lengthen. And exhale, hinge from the hips as you fold over your legs. On your inhale, look up, lengthen, create a nice flat back, shoulders away from ears. And exhale, fold in again. If you need a little bend in the knees here as you warm up, please feel free to. Inhale, root down through the feet, lengthen all the way up, getting long. And exhale, back to Samastitihi, steady balance. Again, inhale, the arms reach. Exhale, folding in. Inhale, halfway up, offer your heart. Exhale, fold, reach the crown of the head toward the floor. Inhale, press down as you lengthen all the way up, look up, and exhale, hands to heart. And adding on, inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, hinge from your hips and fold in. Inhale again to flat back. Exhale, step back to plank pose, top of a push-up. And we'll hold here for a moment. So in plank, you can always take your knees down if it gets to be too much. Bring your heart forward, reach back through your heels, lengthen your tailbone towards your heels, and press the backs of your knees up toward the sky. Imagine you have a block that you're squeezing between your thighs. Shoulders are right over the wrists. And on your next exhale, lift your hips and stretch back into down dog. So for this first down dog, just feel free to move any way that feels nice. I like to pedal the legs here to lengthen out my hamstring muscles. You can also move your hips from side to side or get into the shoulders. Next one, come way up onto your tiptoes, bend your knees, chest toward the thighs, and then straighten the legs as much as you can. Look to your hands, bend the knees, step or jump feet to hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, root down to rise up. Exhale, the hands to your heart. Inhale again, the arms reach. Exhale, folding in. Inhale, create a flat back, look up. Keep the gaze forward as you exhale and step again to plank pose. So again, lift the low belly. And now on your next inhale, right leg up just about a foot. As you lift the right leg, lift it from the inner thigh. Let your outer hip drop down. Squeeze the left hip in toward the midline. Keep a nice steady gazing point, steady breath. If it's too much, you can take your knee down. Slowly shift forward, lower all the way to the ground, and then let that right foot come down. Inhale for little cobra, peel the chest up. Exhale, lower. Keep the low belly lifted as you inhale and come again into cobra, reaching the tailbone toward the heels. And exhale to lower. Press to the knees and stretch back into downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here. Pull the belly in, pull the ribs in. Ears in line with the arms, gaze between the knees. And feeling that contentment in your downward facing dog pose. Next, inhale, ripple the spine forward to plank and lift your left leg up just about a foot. Squeeze the right hip in towards center. Keep your hips level, so as you lift the left leg, you're lifting it from the inner thigh. The outer hip is dropping down slightly. And then as a moment, we'll shift forward about an inch and slowly lower all the way down as slowly as you can, and let the foot just come down. Press all the toes into the floor, even the pinky toes, and come up into a little higher cobra, keeping the belly lifted to protect your back. Exhale, lower down. You can stick with low cobra if you have any discomfort in your back. Inhale again, lower high cobra. Draw the shoulder blades down, widen the collarbones. Exhale to lower. Tuck your toes, lift your legs, firm your belly, press in one piece to Chaturanga. Hover with your elbows and shoulders in line, and then all the way up to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. So if your low back arches for that, just keep your knees down until you get the strength to press up in one piece. Lengthen your spine. Look to the hands, bend the knees, step or float feet to hands. Inhale, create a flat back. Exhale, folding in. Inhale, root down, reach all the way up, look up, lengthen up. And exhale, hands to the heart, Samastitihi. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding in. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, step or float back. If you're jumping back, land right in Chaturanga to protect your elbows. Inhale, up dog or cobra pose. Exhale, back into downward facing dog pose. We'll take a couple of rounds of Surya Namaskara A. Make sure in your down dog here, your feet are hips width apart, your arms are shoulders distance. Root down into the base of your fingers and lift away with your forearms. Look up to your hands, bend the knees, step or jump feet to hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press through the feet to rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Same thing. Inhale, the arms reach. Exhale, hinge from the hips and fold. Inhale, halfway up, look forward. Keep the gaze forward as you step or jump back, Chaturanga. Inhale, press through your hands and feet, roll your shoulder heads back. Exhale, use your core muscles to lift the hips up and roll over the toes. Lengthen back and breathe. Anytime you want to take a break, you can take your knees down into child's pose and rest. Look up to your hands, bend the knees, step or jump feet to hands. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up, Uttita Hastasana, Tadasana. And exhale, the hands to the heart. One more. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hinge from the hips, fold in. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step or float back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, pressing up, open the front of the body. Exhale, downward facing dog, stretch back and press your thighs back. So you're pressing the weight up towards your hips to lengthen the spine, and then press it back down towards your heels to ground. Inhales and exhales equal in length. Inhale, float your right leg back and up. Nice level hips again, so lift it from the inner thigh. The outer hip drops down, so hips stay level. And just reach through the leg for a breath. Really activate the leg, reaching through the toes. And exhale, bring your knee to your nose, rock yourself to a push-up position. Inhale, and step it all the way up next to your right hand. Take the back knee down for a low lunge. Reach up tall through all four sides of the waist and pull in your belly. And then start to sink your hips forward as you lengthen your tailbone down. Reach up through arrow straight arms. If you like, you can look up towards your fingertips. No need to throw the head back, though. We don't need to strain the neck. Exhale, bring the hands down. Step to plank, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale to float the left leg up. Again, practicing these level hips, which will come in handy for our warrior three pose. So lift it from the inner thigh, outer hip drops down. Nice neutral pelvis. Stretch back, press evenly through the arms and the shoulders. Look up to the hands, knee to nose, engaging the core muscles. And look at the left hand and then just step it all the way through. Oh, we're taking it over to the left side for a little twist. Bring it back to center. Step it all the way up next to the left thumb, right knee down to the mat. Inhale and come up into a low lunge. Sink your hips forward, pull your ribs in and your belly in. Draw your front ribs in as you lift your back ribs up. A nice stretch on your hip flexor on the right side. And exhale, bring your hands down, stepping back, plank, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra, always your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. And coming back to your steady breathing. Again, spreading the fingers wide and rooting down through the hands. Look forward, bend the knees, step or jump feet to hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, press down, bend the knees, reach up for Utkatasana, chair pose, and exhale to stand, Samastiti. Inhale again, bend the knees, reach up, Utkatasana, chair. Exhale, keep the knees bent, bring your belly toward your thighs, sweep your fingertips toward the floor, drop your hips. Keep the hips low as you inhale the arms up, peel your belly off your thighs. And pause, weight in the heels, pressing the shins back. Exhale, fold into Uttanasana. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step or float back into Chaturanga. Inhale, pressing up through hands and feet. Exhale, stretch back into downward dog. On the inhale, float the right leg back and up. Exhale, bring knee to nose. Step it up by the right hand, stand the ball of your back foot. And pause here, creating a nice flat back, and then switch legs. So take a little hop, switch. If hop switch doesn't work, step switch. Either way. Use your belly muscles to hop switch. With right leg in front, inhale, come all the way up. Drop your tailbone down and lift up through your frontal hip bones. So your belly button lifts. Reach up tall. Knee is over the ankle. Exhale, bring your hands to the mat. Chaturanga. Inhale, press through the hands and feet. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg back and up, inhale. Exhale, step it all the way up. Pause here. And then we're going to do the hop switch. And hop switch. Use the belly muscles, land as lightly as you can. Switch. And one more time, switch. Left leg is in front. Inhale to come up into Crescent Pose, Urdhva Anjaneyasana. Squeeze your inner thighs toward each other like you're squeezing a block between your legs here. Work the back leg like you could press your heel toward the floor. Exhale the hands down, Chaturanga. Inhale, pressing up, roll the shoulder heads back. Exhale back into downward facing dog. Come back to your steady breath and walk your hands back to your feet. Grab your big toes with your first two fingers. Inhale, lengthen, look up, and exhale, fold for Padangusthasana. Just let your head hang. Maybe nodding yes and no, releasing any tension in the neck. Cultivating again that contentment in your practice. Inhale, create a flat back and look up. Exhale, walk yourself back into downward facing dog. Inhale, floating the right leg back and up. This time bend the knee, open up the hip. It's a little hip opening time. Press evenly through the arms and the shoulders. Take it back to center, squaring off the hips, and step it all the way up in between the hands and inhale to warrior two. Make sure your front heel is in line with your back arch. Your back toes come forward slightly. Your front knee is lined up right over the ankle. And the weight in the front foot is in your heel. The weight in the back foot is toward the pinky toe side. Leaning forward, take your right forearm to the right thigh. Press the forearm down and try and turn your whole chest open toward the ceiling, like you could turn and face your belly button to the sky. Reach the left arm over. And now inhale, reach your right arm forward and see if you can hold here. Use the core muscles, use the belly muscles to keep you in this position. Try not to collapse. Inhale back into warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Hinge the hips, reach out and down for triangle pose. I walked my back foot in because I like a little shorter triangle pose, but you don't have to, it's up to you. Weight in your front foot here is in the base of the big toe as you draw your front sitting bone under you. Inhale, reach your left arm toward the front of your room and stretch out the side of your body. On your next inhale, pick up your right arm and wrap it around your waist, giving yourself a nice hug. You deserve a hug today. Still turn your chest open toward the ceiling any amount. Next inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, bend the front knee, warrior two. And then windmill the arms down, chaturanga. Inhale into up dog or cobra pose. Exhale back into down dog. Inhale, the left leg floats up. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Take the leg back to center, squaring off the hips. As you exhale, step it all the way up between the hands. Inhale to warrior two. Make sure, again, your front heel is in line with your back arch and your knee is over your ankle. Weight in the front foot is in the heel. Weight in the back foot toward the pinky toe side, but squeeze your back ankle in and up. Leaning forward, take your left forearm to the left thigh. Reach your right arm in line with your right ear, spinning your tricep towards your face. And then press down on the left forearm and open your chest toward the ceiling, turning your belly button up. See how much length you can get through the side body. Inhale, extend your left arm forward. So now you're holding yourself in this position using the core muscles and the belly muscles and the leg muscles. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg, walk the back foot in if you like. Shift the hips back as you lean forward for Trikonasana triangle pose. Shoulders are in line with each other. Make sure that the front leg is nice and active, but do not lock your knee joint. Look up towards your right hand if your neck's okay with it. Inhale, right arm forward in line with the ear. Stretch out a little bit more. And as you exhale, we'll lift the left arm up and give yourself a hug around the waist and still turn your chest toward the ceiling so the bottom ribs come forward. Spin your top ribs up toward the sky. Continuing steady breath. Inhale to come up. Exhale, warrior two. Breath in. Exhale, cartwheel the arms down and take your Vinyasa Chaturanga. Inhale, open the front of the body and exhale, downward facing dog, stretch back. Come back to your steady breath. If you need a little break, take it. Take the knees down and rest anytime. Looking up, bend the knees, keep your hips high, step or jump feet to hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, press down, reach all the way up, look up, lengthen up. And exhale, hands to heart, samastitihi. Inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana, reaching up. Exhale, folding in, straighten the legs. Inhale, halfway up, looking forward. Exhale, step or float, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, press through the hands and feet. Exhale, lift the hips, down dog. Inhale, float the right leg up. Exhale, bring it forward by the right thumb. Pause a moment with your fingertips on the mat and then reach your arms in line with your ear. So your belly is just hovering above the thigh and you're reaching a straight line from your fingertips all the way through your left heel. knee over ankle, and use your belly muscles and your back muscles to hold. Inhale, come all the way up into Crescent Pose. Drop the tailbone. Now take the back foot flat. Walk yourself in about a half a foot with your back foot. Press your palms together behind your back or your fists. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, come halfway down. Lift the shoulder heads up. So I'm showing off my collarbones toward whoever would be standing in front of me. I'm trying to keep that. If you want to go deeper, you can fold in a little bit more. Pull the right hip back, bring the left hip forward. And again, scissor the inner thighs. Little bend in the front knee, step back, Vinyasa. You can always skip a Vinyasa and go right into down dog at any time. Inhale your left leg up. Level hips. Exhale, bring it through. Stand the ball of the back foot, fingertips down. Inhale the arms in line with the ears. Again, create a nice long line of energy from the fingertips all the way through the heel. So the heart is open, the chest is wide, shoulder blades are down away from the ears. Inhale, come back up into Crescent Pose. Drop the tailbone down, lift your frontal hip bones up. Walk your back foot in about half a foot, take your back foot flat, and then take the arms out, either pressing your fists or your palms together behind you. Inhale, open the chest, widen the collarbones. Exhale, come halfway down, creating a flat back as you come down. You're welcome to stay right here or continuing with a flat back as best you can. You can take it a little bit deeper, gazing towards your big toe. As you fold forward, keep pulling the left hip back and squeezing the inner thighs toward each other. Your front heel's in line with your back heel in this pose. Inhale to come all the way up. Hands to the mat, Chaturanga. Inhale into up dog. Exhale back into downward facing dog. Into the steady breath again. Ribs pull in, belly lifted. Look to the hands, bend the knees, step or jump feet to hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, folding in. Inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana. And exhale to Samastitihi. So we're going to balance here. I'm grounding down through the left leg. Pick up your right leg into tree. So your right leg can go right foot anywhere above or below the knee. When you're steady, reach your arms up. Try to keep your hips level. So as you reach your right leg up and lift it up, the right hip wants to go up too. Try and drop it down. So we're going to extend the leg out, keeping the hip dropping down. And then start to lean forward as you step the leg back, glide it back. Once you pass the midline, begin to lift your inner thigh up and drop your outer right hip down. And come back to center. Just a brief visit to Warrior 3. Right leg down, pick up your left foot, step inner thigh, or you can just rest it on the calf. When you're ready, reach up through the arms. If you fall out of this, no worries, just come right back in. Try and drop your left hip down as you squeeze your right hip in toward the midline. Point the knee to the front, extend the leg up. Without touching the floor, if you can, start to bring it back. Once it goes past center, begin to lift it from the inner thigh and drop your left hip down as you squeeze the right hip in. Inhale, come back to center. Make sure you use those belly muscles as well. Inhale to bend the knees, chair pose, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, create a flat back. Exhale, step or jump back into Chaturanga. Inhale into up dog or cobra. Exhale into down dog. Now we're ready for Warrior 3. Right leg back and up, inhale. Level hips. Exhale, step it all the way up by the thumb. So we're going to take the arms by the ears, make that nice diagonal, and then start to step up onto the right leg as you lift the left leg from the inner thigh. Pull your belly in strongly. Arms can stay by the ears or hands to the heart, or arms to your sides. Arms by the ears is the most difficult. Heart forward, belly strong. Inhale, come to standing. Bend the knees again, Utkatasana on the inhale, and exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step or float. Inhale, nice back bend. Keep the belly pulled in. Exhale, down dog. Left leg up, inhale, level hips. Exhale, bring it through. Stay on the ball of the back foot. So coming up, knee over the ankle, arms in line with the ears, and then start to lean forward, lifting your right leg up. Again, lift it from the inner thigh, outer hip dropping down, reach the tailbone toward the heel, pull the belly in. Take whatever variation with your arms that you like, but keep the chest lifted and open, and keep the belly muscles strong here, and stretch through the back leg. And inhale back to Samastitihi. Oh, inhale, reach up again. Exhale and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and Chaturanga. Inhale to press up and roll the shoulder heads back, and exhale, come back into down dog. From here, come all the way through to sit. So bend the knees, step or jump to sit. We're going to take bridge pose lying down. Make sure your feet are parallel and hips width apart. Press into the heels, lift up through the hips, the low back, a mid back, maybe upper back. Tailbone toward the backs of the knees, and make sure your low belly is pulled in and up. And exhale, lower down to rest a moment. So you can take another bridge pose, or if you take full wheel, take your hands up by the ears. Make sure your hair's out of the way. I was having trouble with that here. Fingertips face toward the heels. Come onto the crown of the head first and line up your wrists right under your elbows. Make sure the elbows are parallel, and then press up. Again, keep the low belly lifted to protect the low back, and keep reaching the tailbone toward the backs of your knees. To come down, chin toward chest, lower to your shoulders, and then rest a moment. Place a hand on your belly and a hand on your heart. It's feeling that nice contentment, the nice open heart energy. One more, either another bridge or urdhva. Full wheel. When you're ready, press yourself up. Spiral your thighs in toward each other like you're squeezing a block. And see how much length you can create in the front of your body. This is more of a front opening than a back bend. Chin to our chest to come down, and then hug the knees into your chest. You can rock here side to side if you like. Keep holding your right knee in, extend the left leg out, and take the right knee over to the left side for a twist, looking over the right shoulder. If it bothers the neck, of course, don't look over the shoulder. Inhale, hug the knees in. Now keep your left leg hugging in, extend the right leg out. And exhale, left knee to the right side for a twist. And look over the left shoulder if that feels okay. Inhale, come back to center and hug the knees in. Rock yourself up to seated. And taking Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees apart. Take your feet, open them like a book toward the ceiling. Inhale, sit up tall. And exhale to hinge from the hips and fold with a nice flat back. So starting with a flat back, we'll reach the crown of the head forward as you ground down through the sit bones. So we did a lot of neutral poses, so let's open the hips a little bit more. Inhale, come up halfway, and exhale, now we'll round down forehead to the feet. Coming back to your nice, steady breath. Hopefully feeling some more contentment in your body. Inhale to come up. So we're going to take double pigeon with your right shin on the bottom, left on top. Line up shin on top of shin. If it doesn't work for you though, extend your right leg forward. Either way is fine, but flex both feet. Sit up tall on your inhale. You can stay sitting up or exhale, walk yourself forward. Again, some nice hip openers after all of our neutrally rotated poses today. And just surrendering into the pose. Inhale the head up. Walk yourself up and switch. So left shin on the bottom, right on top. So again, if the right knee's way up, you can extend the left leg out. If that feels better, you'll still get a hip stretch. Or if it works for you, line up shin on top of shin, flexing both feet. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, either stay seated or walk it forward. And rooting down again through the sit bones as you lengthen through the spine. So there will be some rounding in the back in a forward fold, but we do want to try to minimize the rounding in the upper back as best you can. Couple more breaths, surrendering into the pose. And now slowly walk it up. And then extend the legs forward and inhale, lengthen up tall. Exhale, hinge from the hips for Paschimottanasana. Hold on to whatever you can reach. If you can't reach your feet, hold your ankles. You can even use a strap or a tie or a belt around the feet to help get length. Never matters how deep you get into a pose anyway. As long as you feel a stretch, the blood is rushing in and the toxins are rushing out, so you get the benefits of the pose. So wherever you are, enjoy some contentment. Inhale, lay your head up. Exhale to release. And lie down, hug your knees into your chest. Rock a little side to side. Lengthen your tailbone toward the floor to lengthen out your spine. And then we'll make our way into our final resting pose into Shavasana. So let your feet flop open. Bring your arms by your sides. Face your palms up. Draw your shoulders away from the ears. And soften your jaw. Just let everything surrender into your mat. Quiet mind, quiet body, Shavasana. As you're resting quietly, I like to end practice a lot of times with a quote. So the quote I have for today is from Helen Keller. She said, "Everything has its wonders, even darkness and silence. And I learn whatever state I am in, therein to be content." So start to reach the arms overhead. Take a nice long breath. Begin to make your way up to seated. Hopefully you found some contentment today. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel and please push the like button. Also, you can find me at fightmasteryoga.com. And if you feel like you'd like to, make a donation and I'm going to keep making videos. I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste. See you later.